The BBC have announced that the Whoniverse is expanding with a brand new 26-episode animated series of Doctor Who, beginning in 2027 for CBeebies, and as a result, a preschool audience. The series has been commissioned for 2 series of 26 episodes, with 11-minute running times for each, but no creative vision has been planned outside the fact it will be separate from the main show. This is because the BBC are offering independent production companies the opportunity to pitch for the show, with a winning company and pitch announced in November this year. Now, I'm not an independent animation production company, obviously, but I thought I'd give my pitch for the series anyway. Well, actually 2 pitches. One is more likely and the other one is far less likely, but still fun to talk about. So if any potential production companies are watching this and want to steal my ideas, feel free. I'd love to see either made. So my gut instinct on how to deliver what CBeebies want is this: bring in an established Doctor first and foremost. If the show is taking the Whoniverse branding, then it needs to be seen as counting, and not just some strange little Doctor Who oddity. It's not difficult to get old Doctors back for voice work, the majority are already doing that at Big Finish. I'd personally like to see Jodie Whittaker come back as the Doctor for the series. Her Doctor has the perfect ready-made personality for the target audience, and I feel she'd work really well in this medium. I'd say give a new companion to the show, but equally, including established companions would work as well. If the rights are straightforward, I'd also suggest bringing in K9 as a companion, no matter who the Doctor is. He's just perfect for what the show should be, and I think he'd work really well to market to kids. As for the show itself, I'd say the format should be short, simple, fun adventures with the following rules: no people dying on screen, no sexual references, no realistic guns firing, only fantasy laser beams can fire, some kind of moral message or educational aspect, monsters in every episode. As we're aiming for the CBeebies audience, a much younger audience than anything we've seen before, in fact younger than any child who typically watches the main show, it's important that the show is appropriate to them. It should be positive, fun and optimistic, where we see the Doctor just as a traveller in a box having adventures. My second pitch is one which is far more unlikely to happen. I don't think for 1 second it's what CBeebies will end up making, but it's certainly something worth exploring and talking about. What if we remade the Hartnell era for this format? Hear me out. Take the audio of the Hartnell era, both missing and existing, and cut each story into 2 11-minute episodes, as the BBC's brief allows, though I think there are definitely some 60s 4-parters which could even be cut right down to 11 minutes considering how flimsy some of the plots are. As the edits are audio only, they can be far more extreme and creative than, for example, the in-colour cutdowns. They aren't reliant on characters being in certain scenes and in certain locations. This means whole plot lines and characters can vanish entirely in a way a visual cutdown won't be able to do. Additionally, if extra lines of dialogue needed to be added in for context, they can be pulled from different episode soundtracks and added in. The Hartnell era was already written as a children's show, so the target audience largely fits in a way much of the rest of the show doesn't. In the cases where the show strays too adult, then these can easily be part of the sections that are edited out. Once an entirely remastered, cut-down soundtrack with a new score has been produced as a basis, after all that, then the show can be animated in a consistent animation style for CBeebies. The animation would be in line with any modern CBeebies animated series with a dynamic style, not the static, awkward, cheap flash animation style seen on the missing episodes range. For a child, they would be very unlikely to have any idea what they're watching is based off 60-year-old content. For them it would be just as good as if the episodes were produced entirely new, as long as the audio editing was to a high standard with good remastering and modern pacing. There would be no difference between missing and existing episodes here, and would give a way to watch the entire Hartnell era in order visually. It's not something I think CBeebies will do, but it's a fun concept, and it would be a real treat if it's an approach they took. The Hartnell era is really perfect for this target audience, and has much of what I asked for in my first pitch already baked into it. So whatever CBeebies end up going for, whether it's something akin to what I've suggested in either of these pitches, or something else entirely, I'm very hopeful for this show, and I think it's exactly the sort of thing the Whoniverse should be doing to expand its audience and to get more kids on board from an early age. If you get them young, they're key with the brand, that's incredibly important and perhaps something Doctor Who has lacked in recent years. Let's see how this goes in November and when it arrives in 2027.